Yo, yo, yo. What up, everybody? Oh, hold on. Where did my shades go? Anyway, hey, it's Colin, talking ball, and I'm very glad to have you here. Very, very nice to have you. It's Thursday, I think, the holiday here in the U.S. on Monday. My day off Tuesday. I've just been off all week, but hey, happy Thursday to everybody out there, and I hope you're killing it. I really do. I hope you're smashing it. Go do something nice for a stranger today. Um, you know, just be a nice person, please. For me, and again, I'm calling best of the Midwest. You're watching Talking Ball. This is crap of the day, episode 4, and yeah, just really glad to have you here. Really, really glad to have you here at Talk and Ball. So we probably should just kind of jump into it. Here at Crap of the Day, I kind of want to, get through the news of the day. We'll get to the meat of everything that's going on. We'll talk about that a little bit. I'll get some involvement from everybody. I'll throw the link up. Ooh, and there's a little slash after my name. Didn't mean to put that there. Well, but I'll get the crowd, and we get the crowd involved as much as possible. And then we're gonna jump into some more Keeper West Ham today. Um, it looks like I've already got a guest, and that's wonderful. Without further ado, you may know him as El Tel Cockerel. I know him as Jose because we're friends. We're on a first name basis. But here he is, everybody.
Good afternoon, Cole.
Hey, how are you doing, bud?
Not bad. I think I owe you one for yesterday because I was at the dentist and you lot couldn't hear. I watched it on playback and I couldn't hear a word I was saying on playback.
I could hear like every other word you were saying. So I mean, it wasn't that 50%. It's not that bad. But hey, it's
Well,
it's good to have you, man.
yeah, I heard it all last night. I replayed the whole show last night, and I just thought to myself, "Oh my god, what a shocker!"
My mic had problems at the end, so I hear you. There are technical problems. You can you're gonna have them. You can't get away. But yeah, man. I don't know if you've seen. I haven't been able to see anybody's shows yet today. So I'm probably going to be regurgitating the same Tottenham news. But yeah, I woke up and then my wife had a problem. She lost something she needed for school and frantically tearing apart the house looking. And so I'm starting a little late today.
Family life.
Oh yeah, you know it. Yeah, comes first. Family comes first, everybody. If you're watching this, either live or recorded, remember, family comes first. Be nice, be good people. But yeah, so there's kind of been a lot in the news. I'll start out with, it sounds like Eric Dyer. Let me get the banner up here. Went to typo. Let me edit that. But Eric Dyer went to Daniel Levy again to complain about things. Have you heard about this?
It was broken last night. Last night. So it would have been, it was yesterday evening my time. So it would have been probably about 20 hours ago.
Wow. So I'm very behind, but wow. That is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, he's had a habit of doing this before. Oh, I was running out of time. So I asked an AI generator to make Eric Dyer from Tottenham and make him a clown. And they did a pretty good job, to be honest. That's not that bad. So Jose, you might know more about this than me then. What did he do? I mean, like, he went to talk to Levy, and I know that he went and basically was like, what's my future? What's my play time going to look like? Is that how you understood it as well?
Well, I think people are going to read into different interpretations into it. I just think the basic gist is that that Dyer asked or met with Levy. So again, whatever they discuss, they discuss. You presume it would be something along the lines that he's unhappy that he was in a. You think, I'm not sure. I'm presuming probably gone there and said, "I used to be part of the group that used to
Captaincy. I
come
mean,
to you."
I was captain regularly. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be part of the group that used to come and see you, Daniel, when we had problems and when we ousted our other managers. I was part of that crew that came to see you. Now
The wrecking crew.
I've got no friend. I've got no friends left, Daniel. I'm all on my own, Daniel. What do I do, Daniel? I think it's just if it's true, then it's just really poor that this still continues and that he still has access to the chairman and goes to the chairman rather than through his manager. I just think it's poor.
100%. It's disrespectful to the manager.
Yeah.
I think immensely disrespectful. And so yeah, I'm gonna throw this up there one more time. And again, let's hear it for AI. I don't even think they knew who Eric Dyer was. That's a great job. That's a great Eric Dyer as a clown. So yeah, he's a clown. Let's get him out of here. He'll leave on a free. We should have taken the money from United. United offered a lot of money for him once. You remember that?
Yeah, but when they offered the money for him and Dele Alli back in
2015?
16, 17 or whatever it wasn't the first season they started playing. It was like the second or third season.
Okay.
And I think they offered about 40 million for Dyer, or that was the rumourings around the time. And Dele Alli around the same time was touted at around 70 million. But at the end of the day, you've got to pick your moments and the right moments to sell. And it appears that other clubs have a knack of doing it, and we have an uncanny knack of not doing it.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. It's just frustrating, but I mean, hindsight's 2020, right? That's what everybody will say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of get your opinion on the Dyer to Levy thing, because
it's shocking.
Like you said, the fact that he's able to do that in itself is bad, and I think shows bad things about the club and the way that things are run currently. And I can't wait to get him out and to instill like a proper channel of doing things.
I mean, today is the closing date. I can't understand it because I googled this and they said the closing date for Saudi window was the 23rd of September. But by all accounts, by all accounts, it's tonight. It closes in like 5 hours time, English time or something along them lines. And I was really hoping beyond hope that maybe the Saudis would pitch a last minute deal for him and take him off our hands right now.
Do you think he would do it? Do you think he would agree to that?
Well,
he thinks pretty highly of himself.
Yeah, he does. I mean, I was listening to someone's podcast yesterday. I think it was the Tottenham THFC Till I Die, and I could hear people talking about this subject then. And I think that they were saying that Dyer's on about 85 English K per week.
Yeah.
So what happens to him now? If he's not playing and he's not in the squad, he's going to be getting 85k a week for doing nothing. But he's not furthering his career. He's not putting himself out in the shop window. So if he thinks that because I think in his mind, Dyer thinks if I stay at Tottenham and I go on a free next year, I'll have a host of better clubs and I'd get a better deal out of the clubs. But I thought about it last night and I thought, so really, if you're not going to play and you're going to sit and rot, then your next move will not be to a bigger club. It won't be to a club that's like Tottenham. It'll be to a lesser club. And you'll be lucky if you're going to get 40 grand a week to wherever you go, because you're not putting yourself out there. You're showing no ambition. What club is going to take you when you show no ambition at all? You know, and I think he's doing himself.
Yeah.
I don't know where his mind's at, but I don't think he's doing himself at the power of good at all for his next move, whether it be now or next year.
100%. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry about that. But no, he always came off to me as a pretty intelligent man. You know, like he seemed cultured and smart. But the way he's handling this transfer business doesn't seem super smart. But I mean, maybe to him it's the move. Maybe you collect all the money from Tottenham while you can. You know, but like you said, it does affect his next move, and I hope that he realizes that, because I mean, he served us well for a while. He was a good player under Pochettino. He was real important to us at times. So I hope he leaves and does well, but I wish he would do it. When
he first came to us, he came and he played
right
like
back. Left back, right back. Yeah,
right
and
back.
he ended up scoring a goal from the left though. That was crazy, that match.
And then he jumped into. He said he wanted to be a centre half. He did say that, but Pochettino played him as a holding midfielder, and I suppose as a holding midfielder he got away with it, and he played quite well as a holding midfielder. But then when Pochettino left, he then told Mourinho, "I want to be a centre back. I want to play libero, sweeper, whatever you want to call it. I want to be a centre back." So Mourinho played him in a 3.
Do you think he thought he had more of a chance of getting in the England squad as a center back?
No, he will never get back into the England squad again.
But I mean, like, was that his thought process? Do you think when he said,
well,
okay,
there's much. Well, I don't know what his thought process was, because I'm not in his mind. But I believe that in the last 6 or 7 years, and even now, there's better centre halves out there than Dyer. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
think if Dyer had a chance of becoming an England player, it was to play that holding role in midfield, which he did when he first broke into the England squad. Other than that, since he's gone to centre back in the last 4 years, how many games has he strung together for England? Next to none. He's played a game here and there. There's been gaps whereby when he played in the holding midfield role, he actually had a run of games for England in that position as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely where I think Spurs fans, anybody with eyes, can see that he was better in that midfield position where, he would occasionally drop back into being a center back where it wasn't his full-time job. I mean, we all know that's when he played his best football for Spurs. That's where he's at his best. Anyway, real quick, I just want to say, Todd Spurs, what's up? Big up, Colin Jose. I'll be glad when I never have to hear the man's name again as a Spurs player. Bought as a right back, then as a defensive midfielder, then CB, and guess what? He ain't no good at any of them. Get rid. Hey,
I don't know, Tot
you hit
Spurs.
the
He
nail on
did
that.
he did a right at DM for us for a while.
He did. He
for a
did.
season
but
or two.
time to get him out of here. There's all kinds of love in the chat. Everybody, thank you again for being here. You got all kinds of places you could be on a Thursday. You're choosing it to be with me, best in the Midwest, Colin, and my friend Jose. So thank you for being here and joining us for Crap of the Day. Man, we got everybody here. I just want everybody to know the link is in the chat to join the show if you'd like to hang out with Jose and I. There it is again for anybody needing it. Open forum. Anybody can come join in today and have their say. Great to see everybody, though. Thank you again for being here. Real quick, though, okay, let's kind of jump back to news type things. I had kind of a list of things I would like to talk about today. It looks like we might have a new director of football. I don't think they're calling it director of football, but it looks like Scott Munn is going to be is going to be promoted, I guess, to that role. And they have a new name for it. Hold on, I'll look it up. They're not calling him the director of football.
Colin, Munn's position is higher than the director of football. So Munn sits at the top. The Doff comes in between him and the manager. So he's been brought in as a director of performance or something like that. He sits above the director of football. It's a new structure that Tottenham wanted to go with after Paratici was found guilty of his mishaps earlier on this year. I can't remember the name, the title that he's got, but he will be higher than the Doff.
Cool, great. I still wonder who then we're gonna appoint as director of football, but this is a step in the right direction, and the fact that he's a fellow countryman to our coach, I think, is a good thing. Hopefully, this leads to better recruitment and scouting, and and we kind of get something good going, because it seems like if you give Postecoglou the tools to do that, to get his scouts out there, to scout the leagues he likes to scout, he can find talent. He's shown that he can do that. And so I don't know. Do you think this is a good move
Yeah, I mean, when they announced Scott Munn was announced back in probably April time that he was going to come. And when the announcement was made, I didn't like the announcement, because the announcement was, although he's something to do with the football side of it, and he's not on the board, but he's something to do with the football side of it. The way that it was announced, it was like he knows spreadsheets. And it sort of like put a downer on his announcement. Oh, we're bringing someone in. Oh, yeah, but that person knows more spreadsheets than what he does football, because that's the way they announced it. But as soon as Scott Munn was announced, at that point, I had a feeling there and then that Postecoglou would follow, because of the Australian connection, because they'd worked together in the past and everything. I had a feeling back then.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because Scott Munn he's led on the Olympics. He was a director and headed up the City Group in Asia. So their paths have crossed in the past. So when he was announced back in April, I thought to myself, I put the link straight away back then with Postecoglou. Although I didn't come out, I just said I wouldn't be surprised. But they were all talking about the German coach, and they were talking about the Dutch coach and stuff like that. So Postecoglou, although I'd said it at the time, the Tottenham talk took over that it was going to be Nagelsmann and Arne Slot. So
so it sounds like you might have been ahead of the curve. You might have been use that noggin of yours to kind of put some stuff together, and you were ahead of the press even when You
The
know,
person
from
who's the person who was ahead of it was a Hotspur hippie, Paul. He was ahead of
really,
it. Hotspur
yeah,
hippie
man,
told everybody about Postecoglou, everybody, and
he's a
people
great dude,
went and
smart one
researched
too.
Postecoglou because people didn't know much about him. Knew he was Celtic manager, but they didn't know much about him. I mean, I don't know when Mun's starting. I know that there was something on Twitter earlier, but I didn't look here. When's he
So
starting?
yeah, his former employer, Citigroup, there was some complications, and he wasn't able to like officially take his role for a while. I'm not sure if he was still contracted to them or what the issue there was precisely, but it was something of that nature. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the appointment. I think it's a good one. I think it's a good one. I think this is the perfect time to real quick again say thanks to everybody for spending your morning here. Morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it is for you, and tell me in the comments. Let me know what time it is there, and you know, I like to learn stuff like that. Pretty cool. Okay, so you probably heard too. Everything I learned today, I think everybody knows, but that we've got a player nominated for Player of the Month, James Madison.
Yay!
Had you heard about that yet?
No, I've been working today, Cole, so I'm
Okay.
kind of fresh to all
Wow,
this.
how dare you? How dare you work and not only look at Spurs news, sir? Well, let me say I hope work went well, and you know, I'm glad you're able to either take a break or done for the day. Good deal.
I've done for the day now.
Hey, can't beat that. It's not too bad of a day, really. So good deal. I'm glad you finished. I hope it went well, sir. But yeah, so we've got Matters here nominated for Player of the Month. I think he deserves it, and I think he might get it. Let me see who else is nominated here. But yeah, I mean, just kind of ruminating back. I mean, he's scored 2 goals. He's got an assist. What do you think? I mean, do you think that's Matoma also had a pretty good start? I think.
I would have thought normally they put goal scorers in there, so I would have thought Haaland might be in there because he scored loads of goals already, isn't he?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
I thought, yeah, Matoma's had a couple of assists. I don't think he's had more than a couple in the month of August. I mean, last weekend's games certainly wouldn't count because this is the nomination for August, and last week's fixtures started on Friday night, and that was the 1st of September. So anything that was scored and done last weekend's fixtures won't count towards these nominations. These nominations are clearly for the first 3 games. So
yeah, let me see here. Let me pull up this link. Thanks for helping me fill the gap here. I thought I knew more about this than I do, apparently. So, I'm looking at the vote. So this will help me see who's nominated here. Vote now. So we've got, man, can't even pronounce this chap's name. He's from Nottingham Forest. It's Tao Awoniyi.
Awoniyi, the striker.
Yeah. So there's
Taiwo Awoniyi.
Awoniyi. That's a mouthful. That's a name right there.
Nigerian name.
Well, he must be a good player, and he's also got the thickest neck I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, his neck and his head are the same width. That's a chunky guy, man. I wouldn't want to be a defender against him. Anyway, sorry about that little tangent. We got Jared Bowen, also the West Ham, James Madison, of course, and then we got Brian Mbeumo
Brian Mbeumo of Brentford.
Yep, that's the one. Rodri from City and Mitoma. This must be midfielders. No, it's August players.
2 strikers. You've got Mbeumo and Awoniyi are strikers.
It's wild that we don't see Haaland there, but cool. So yeah, I think Matters has a shot, and I hope he gets it. I hope he gets it. He deserves it. I think he's had a wonderful start at a new club. So fingers crossed for Matters. You know, that assist. I mean, not that assist, but his first goal was so silky. Just that slight touch he got on it, right into the bottom left corner. Oh, beautiful. So yeah, Matters. Good luck to James Madison out there trying to get Manager of the Month. Not Manager of the Month, but speaking of Manager of the Month, Postecoglou has been shortlisted as Manager of the Month. So we're just all about awards. on that note, do you think that he's going to win? I mean, I'm trying to think of other managers. We're fairly close to the top of the table, obviously. City.
The only team that won all their games in August were Man City. They got 3 out of 3. Other than that, I don't know who else is nominated. So is Guardiola being nominated?
Great question. I'm off my game here. I'm going to take my face off while I get real close to my keyboard.
That's
That's gross.
So you're gonna have. I would have thought if they're game based, if it's based on results, then there's a few teams that had won 2 games and drawn 1. We were one of them. So it would be us, Arsenal, West Ham.
So there's Arteta, Guardiola, Klopp, David Moyes, which is nuts to me, right? When did you think? I thought that name was done being, said to me, and then Ange Postecoglou.
Okay, so
he's got a tough crowd to be in.
Well, the only person that's done better is Guardiola because they got 3 out of 3. And the only team that scored more goals than us, I think, might be Man City, or they've got the best goal difference. But we got the second best goal difference in the league, so we can't be a bad shout.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. The goal difference point is really good, and I'm so happy with our goal difference this year. That's quite a stark contrast to last year, and the way our goal difference ended up looking. So yeah, wonderful. I hope we keep this up, and I think we will. Is that delusion? Maybe, but our trajectory just seems to be up and up, and I don't see us crashing out anytime soon. But if we do lose a match, not the end of the world. We'll continue on. Man, we've got a lot of people in the chat. Well, one thing I really just wanted to highlight real quick. Beer Talk says, "Hi, I need to edit my name. I quit drinking." That's super dope. And just that's your own personal preference, obviously, everybody. But quitting doing anything is good for you and good on you. And take care of yourself, everybody. So Beer Talk, really cool to hear. So yeah, everybody in the chat's showing each other some love, all talking. Everybody's having a good time, and that is what I love. Leo from Mile High Hotspurs here. Thanks for being here, Leo. Again, guys, I know it's a weird time of the day for a lot of people, so not everyone can join, but the link is in the comments. In fact, I'm going to throw it up one more time because we've got a game show segment coming up towards the end here, and I don't want anybody to miss out who would like to be part of it. And I'm not sure if you saw it yesterday, Jose, but there is a game show segment called Keep or West Ham, because West Ham is my least favorite team. So you got to keep a Spurs player, throw one, and one's got to go play for West Ham, and forever. And it's
so it's either Keep or West Ham, yeah? That's the game.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay.
You got it. You got it. So okay, but back to real quick. There's still a little bit more news. Kulu says that Conte ball. He says it sucked balls big time in an interview lately. Those were his words. Conte ball sucked balls big time. And of course, I'm kidding. His exact words were, "I'm not saying that what we did before was completely wrong, but it was something completely different. I think it is easier to come to training every day and know that you should play with the ball, that you should run and attack forward and not backwards." That's a direct quote from Kulu in a recent interview, just kind of highlighting that the players themselves seemed like they were unhappy with the way that things, the way things were going, and the ball they were playing under Conte, and subsequently, man, why can't I think of that man's name? Stellini,
yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, doesn't that tell you? I mean, what I read sounds pretty damning, and it sounds like, the players all prefer to play some attacking football to express themselves. And, it's why you start to play football, because it's a fun sport. You can express yourself and have fun.
To be fair, if you look at the teams in Italy, right, a lot of them play this 3-5-2 system. A lot of them play in Italy. And so therefore, Kulu would have played that system out with Juve before he came over, right? However, I think what it does is, I don't think it's people's preferred option to play football that way, or players' preferred options to play football that way, but they do it. And if the results come with it, or you're not losing and you're getting results from it, I think it kind of masks, what the players' feelings are. Okay,
That's a
so
good point.
we're winning games, we're getting points, so you don't raise many eyebrows to it. However, when it goes wrong, which it did with Tottenham last season, when it goes wrong and you're not getting the results, and the fans get on your back and the pressure starts mounting up, then you're going to come out and say, this is shit, this is horrible, this is crap, and I just think
Yeah.
that these players are used to, some of these players have played these systems in the past in other leagues or for other teams, but whilst you're winning, so when we got the run to 4th place, nobody batted an eyelid then, did they? Because we were getting results.
It's true. Christmas time, first place or whatever,
Yeah.
second place, first place at Christmas time. Everybody was happy with Conte
But
ball
then-
or
yeah,
could put up
But
with
then
it.
the following season, obviously, it went west, and as it went west, so did the players.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you. 100% agree. It's I just can't believe the Kulu came out and so openly.
You've got a few people, Colin, singing in the chat.
Oh man, beautiful.
Oh yeah. There's one above it. There's one above that one as well.
I have my
Started
own. I have my own here that I wanted to sing, and so I'm singing. And this is going to be terrible, but there's a song called "Bad Medicine." I think it's by Bon Jovi. It's an American song.
Yeah, I know Bad Medicine.
And it's your love is like bad medicine.
That's right, yeah.
Yep. So I have an idea to make a James Madison song, and we could say, our team has got James Madison. James Madison is what we need. Oh, I think it could be good.
Here
We
we
get that
go.
going.
We need to get out there. We need to get that one out there and get it pumped
Everybody that's listening, everybody that heard me sing, I apologize, but also let's get that song going. Let's see if we can do that. I think it's a good one. I think there's something to go with there. Melody's nice. It'd sound good with a lot of people. So yeah, well, see what we think. I'm gonna try to make it to a match this season, May. So not anytime soon. It's gonna be like one of the last matches of the season. But fingers crossed I can get tickets. I'll be over there, guys. I'll be over in good old UK, good old England. So that'll be neat. But yeah, I don't know the melody of this. Ellie or I would sing it. Totally would. Unless I'll tell. Unless you want to get
the one before is it's an English one. It's definitely an English one. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. Did I ever tell you how much I love you until you take my Tottenham away? La, la. And you go on. So yeah, I know this one.
But this one, I don't know it.
No, this is Ellie. I think Ellie makes them up as she goes along. But she's got a fair few songs. Ellie makes up a fair few.
Love to Ellie. Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't know people thought the Havertz and Mount were better than Madison. I mean, I guess Mount is a slightly different story. You could make maybe a bigger argument for him being like as good, but I still don't think so. And maybe that's my bias as a Spurs fan.
I think
that does exist. I do have that.
Where this comes from, Colin, is that in the summer when these 3 players were bought, they were all bought for different amounts. So you had Havertz, I don't know, went for about 60 million. Mount went for 55 plus 5 add-ons, and we bought Madison for 40. Right. And the other 2 have been bought for more money. And there was a poll that YouTube channels were doing who got the best deal from them 3 players.
And obviously we didn't win, or did we?
Well, no, I think even the neutrals out there are saying that Madison's the best deal out of the 3 of them, and we got him at a cheaper rate. But Madison is the best deal out of the 3 of them so far. He's the best deal out of the 3 of them. Mount hasn't done anything at all and is now injured, and Havertz hasn't even shown up.
Right.
I'm hoping that Havertz plays against Tottenham. Or he's on the pitch, should I say, because he won't be playing.
Yeah, no, he's going to get a lot of stick from the fans probably. I assume there might be some chance his way. I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, what are Chelsea doing? Not Chelsea, but I mean Arsenal. I mean with Havertz, but what are Chelsea doing? How come Pochettino can't can't get a win to save his life. Real quick, just want to touch on that. That's used to be Spurs type stuff, but yeah, Pochettino.
At the start of the season, Colin, I turned around and I said to people, and you can go back and people can watch me back before the start of the season, and I said that I would feel that the teams that are entering Europe this season are going to struggle, but some more than others. So Newcastle have struggled, Aston Villa have struggled. Brighton haven't as yet, but haven't played a European game. And I said that the only two teams that should benefit from this season should be Chelsea and Tottenham, because we're not in Europe. So we're only playing one game a week, and we should benefit because we get more time on the pitch to actually coach and train players. When you're playing 3 games a week, you can't do that much training or coaching on the pitch because you've got too many games. So it would benefit Chelsea and Tottenham. However, with Chelsea have bought in so many players. Chelsea have bought in basically 3 squads.
Yeah.
And next week they're going to have to narrow them players down to one squad of 25 players. So an awful lot of players are going to miss out of being in the squad. And then it's trying to keep all these players happy that they bought for all these X amount of millions of pounds. It's trying to keep them all happy. So Pochettino has got a big, massive job on his hands. Now, Postecoglou's got a job on his hands, but we haven't gone in there and bought 3 squads.
Not so bloated in a different way, I guess.
Yeah, we've gone in and bought 7 to 9 players. Depends how you want to view the transfer window. If you include Porro and
the loanies,
Kulu, who were actually bought this season, if you include them, we're near a 9 signings this year. So, but we haven't bought 3 squads worth of players. So, therefore, on the pitch, it just shows because Postecoglou's got time to work with them.
Yeah. And Pochettino's never shown to be a wonderful. I mean, he didn't do a great job at PSG either with keeping players happy that weren't getting game time and stuff. So, with an even bigger squad, he's like you said, yeah, he's got a job. He definitely likes to take jobs that are hard on managers and chew them up and spit them out. I'd say Paris is like that.
Yeah, and, to get it right at Chelsea, I think it's going to take a minimum of 2 seasons, because after the first season, players will come and go again, and they'll probably end up getting rid of a load of players and bringing a load of new players in. If they weren't to do that, it'll probably take them a couple of years. But if they are going to do the rinse and repeat and get rid of players and bring new players on board, then this could be an ongoing thing where they struggle for a number of years. Who knows?
Right, I agree completely. Real quick, we're about to do Keeper West Ham. I can't wait. But Beer Talk made me laugh too. Can you believe this guy paid $100+ million for Rice? He's a good player, but God, that's a lot of money. That's a truckload of money.
Yeah, I think the transfer. Sorry, go on.
Oh, so I can believe it. I think you're alluding to this actually. The prices are going up for players, and so for an elite player, we're going to see that price paid more and more often. I know that when Bale went, it was like a never before seen. This is more get higher than this type of thing, but that'll continue to grow, especially as the Saudi market continues to grow. I think they're going to really push the envelope on transfers at some point. None of their transfers have been particularly high money yet. Their wages are high, and I think they'll swoop in with a lot of money for players pretty soon. Yeah,
with COVID and all the clubs, a lot of clubs going to the wall with COVID. I thought that the transfers of yesteryear would probably come down in price, because post COVID, with a lot of clubs struggled not to have fans and didn't have money, and a lot of them are skint. But it appears that a lot of clubs in Europe are feeling it, but clubs in England aren't. Now, in this country, we currently have a cost of living crisis as well, and I thought, this year I thought, okay, they'll definitely come down. The prices will definitely come down. But if anything, this year they've gone and they've ramped up. I mean, I don't think 2-3 years ago you would have paid 105 million for Declan Rice. I don't think 2 or 3 years ago you would have paid 105 million for Enzo Fernandez, 115 for Casado from Brighton. I don't think you would have paid this kind of money. People would have laughed you out the door. You would never have. Clubs wouldn't have paid that kind of money, and I can't understand why they're doing it now.
Yeah, no, I It's wild, but I think it's the new normal. That's a phrase you hear a lot around here these days, in the old U.S. of A. The new normal. But yeah, Ellie she says we're all skint. Everybody is. But hey, so I think it's time. I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna jump into Keep or West Ham. I got my co-host here, Mauricio Pochettino, but this is a time machine Pochettino. This is when he was at Spurs, so he's not at Chelsea in this timeline. He still is Spurs, although not the coach. He's a fan. His son still around the youth team, and this is anyway. Just travel with me in your mind to this place. But yeah, Jose, are you ready for this? I think
Yes, I am.
I think you're gonna love it. All right, here we go. Hey, it's Colin again. Obviously, I'm still here, and Caper West Ham. First of all, I'll give you just a chance to speak on that intro. Were you impressed? Did you love it?
I thought it was absolutely brilliant. God,
Come on, yes,
that's you. But God, you're rolling back the years.
Oh yeah,
Can
yeah.
you,
You can tell, huh?
can you still do all the flips now?
I'm not sure. I didn't know it was that obvious. Yeah, it was about 2 years ago when that was filmed. But I'm repurposing. I'm bringing it back. So yeah. So what I do in this show, if you didn't hear about it yesterday or earlier when I was talking about it, I will kind of present to you two Spurs players. It could be past or present, but you have to then pick which player stays and which goes, and you got to defend your choice a little bit. I've got at least two matchups here, and I'm cooking up a third that I just popped into my mind. Yesterday we did some real tough ones. One of them was Gareth Bale versus Ledley King. Today's going to be different, slightly different, and these players are slightly less important to Spurs, and they're kind of more of a throwback name. But I thought it would be cool with you, Jose, because you'll know them. You've been following the team for a long time, my friend, longer than me, and I know these guys. So let's just see what you think here. We'll start out, and this one's hard for me personally. You got Aaron Lennon versus Tom Huddleston. Yeah, that's a different time. That was a different time in Spurs history. Things were not as they are now. And those players were both different. Were both really important to the club in ways and at times under certain managers, at least. One more important than the other, obviously. But I'd like to hear your point of view here, sir.
For me, honestly, you've given me a really easy one. For me, it's a no-brainer. It's a really easy one for me. I mean, I don't know. For me, there's only one player that I'm keeping out of them two.
Yeah, I think I know who it is.
Yeah, and it's Azza. Azza's the one I'm keeping. Huddy, good player, 2-footed, great, a really good player. But I mean, it's unfair because Hoddle wasn't the quickest player in the world, but Huddleston wasn't either. But I think in the era that Huddleston played, there were some excellent central midfielders, but wingers there was lacking. They lacked wingers in the Premier. In the league back then, they lacked wingers, good wingers at that. And Azza on his day, Azza could go past you inside, could go outside. Gave
Theo Walcott a run for his money too. You know what I mean?
If he knew what he was doing, if he didn't get confused himself, he certainly confused the defenders.
Absolutely. So, he had a little bit of that Lucas Moura, where am I going? Where am I going type of thing here. Remy Kim music video makes me think of MacGyver. It's a good music video. It's a good one. I love rolling that out. But yeah, I agree. Aaron Lennon says. So what if I flip this around and I said Huddleston and Sandro? Who would you keep out of that pair?
Sandro's iconic.
Oh my God, he sure is.
He's iconic.
Classic.
Sandro.
I got a soft spot for Huddleston. I don't know. He had that
Huddleston's a
cannon.
good
He had a
player.
cannon of a shot on him, and you're right. He was kind of immobile. As a
But he was
can, like a
two-footed. He could play
cannon.
with left. He could play with left and right. He was two-footed. Huddleston, very
Yeah,
good
and he could
player.
absolutely smack the ball. Like
Yeah.
he had cannon of a leg. Like, man, he was good. But no, your answers, I think everyone will agree they were great.
Sandro wore the club on his sleeve. His heart was on his sleeve with the club, and Sandro would walk through walls. He'd smash up anybody in front of him for the team. So if you look at if it's Sandro and Huddleston, to me, it's going to be Sandro again. So, but that's not to say that Huddleston was a bad player, because he wasn't. He's just, there was just other players at the time that had a bit more engine than Huddleston.
Yeah. It's
Bobby's
I
happy with you.
did come in a little harder yesterday, for sure. That's for sure. So one more, I'll make it a hard one here. So let's say it's Aaron Lennon versus Jermaine Defoe.
I'm keeping Defoe.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, Defoe came and played for us twice. Defoe didn't want to leave the first time. There was a lot going on behind the scenes. Defoe didn't want to leave the first time, and Defoe, as soon as
Portsmouth, right?
Yeah, and as soon as he had the opportunity to come back, he said straight away, "I'm coming back."
That's awesome.
Yeah, Defoe loved Tottenham, and he still does now, because it's still part of the coaching team, as far as I'm aware. He's still
I think so too.
Under 18s or whatever. So.
Yeah. Which is wonderful. I mean, he was definitely a poacher. He was a great goal scorer, and all the stories of him like inspiring Harry Kane and giving him the number 18 and saying there's goals in that number, and playing a kickabout with him in the park one time. Harry told a story about that. He just seems like a good dude on top of being a great player and his love for the club. So yeah, great answer there too.
A non-drinker. Defoe never drank alcohol at all in his life.
And that's a different thing to Aaron Lennon, because Aaron Lennon was a bit of a party
cigars.
boy.
Yeah. Cigars and
he was
cognac.
I also heard he was kind of a jerk, but I never met him, so I can't say that with any great. I can't be too sure, but I heard Aaron Lennon was kind of a cocky jerk. But you're a professional athlete. I get it. So this is one where I don't really know.
Okay, I know I'm picking there.
Yeah, me too. I think like I said, I'm kind of pitching you softballs today, but
I had so much high hopes for one of these players. Really, really, really high hopes.
Ooh, I'm excited to hear who you picked now.
No, my high hope was for Mido. I wanted Mido to do well. Mido came from a nation that was underrepresented in the Premier League, and so I really wanted him to do well. And the club that he was at before he came to us, he played really, really well for them. And he good footballer. He scored goals and stuff like that. And as I said, underrepresentation. And I wanted him. We bought him. We took a punt on him, and I wanted it to work out really, really well. But he just never come off, did it? He never did it. So, and as for Davids is the one that I keep. Although we got Davids at the tail end of his career, it would have been good. Yeah, it would have been good to maybe have got Davids 2, maybe 3 years before we actually got him. But yeah, Davids was another one that wore his heart on his sleeve when he played for the club.
Those goggles were iconic.
Yeah.
I'll have to get I didn't get Benoit in any of these. I'll have to include him next time. And then one more that I'll just kind of throw out there.
There was an interesting story. I don't know whether you heard about Edgar Davids, but Edgar Davids came to Tottenham and he thought he was the boss and he was the man and all that. And he gave it to Robbie Keane, and Robbie Keane knocked him out.
I bet I would have loved to see that encounter.
Yeah, Robbie Keane knocked him out. Sparko.
He did what?
He knocked him out. Sparko. Clean knocked him out.
Yeah, good. You got to respect. You got to respect the big dogs. When you come into a new place, you got to find the big dogs. You got to get their respect, and you got to earn it. You can't just demand it like that.
Yeah.
I guess Messi and Ronaldo type players can, but Mido, maybe.
I know this is Edgar Davids. Edgar Davids came in thinking, I'm the big man and I'm the big all this, and
Okay.
he challenged Robbie Keane, and Robbie Keane knocked him out.
He was like, "Hey man, here's a nice 2-footer. Mind your manners, sir." Well, hey, great answer there. Great story as well. I appreciate that very much. So my last one to hopefully stump you, and this is another one of players who didn't really matter, but so it's kind of a hard choice. Oops, sorry. So we're looking at Soldado and Adebayor. Both here kind of at the same time. Their time kind of overlapped a bit. If you could only have one of those two strikers, who are you choosing to keep for Spurs and to banish to West Ham? My only, I think I know, but my only fear is that the person I send to West Ham is just going to bag in goals for West Ham. That's my fear, but I'll let you go first, of course.
Obviously, I wanted
And
my
again, for everybody, I don't have it up here on the. I didn't have a banner. I just kind of thought of this one. This is Emmanuel Adebayor versus Roberto Soldado. And since you know Spanish football fairly well, I think this one will be pretty cool. Oh, is that Jose? Have you frozen? That is quite a face. This is mean to do. Jose's deep in thought. Well, hopefully he comes back. Hopefully we'll get him back. I'm going to go ahead and remove him from there. So, yeah, it's just me and Pochettino here. So the one we're doing right now is it's Emmanuel Adebayor versus Roberto Soldado and keep or West Ham. And I'm going to say that I would keep Adebayor for the vibes, probably. You know, he was always a bit of a shit house. I got a soft spot for a shit house because when I played, I was the shit house. I frequently played as a sweeper. I also played as a goalie, sweeper, keeper style baby, and yeah, I loved riling people up. That was my thing. And so Adebayor, I think, for vibes, but I think Soldado might do bits for West Ham. That's what scares me. He was a great player. His goal return in Spain was only beat by year after year was only beat by Messi and Ronaldo. And so, I mean, I think at West Ham, it was the stars did not align for him at Spurs. That's easy to say. Things did not go to plan for him at Spurs. So I'm worried they would at West Ham. And he's still not back. I was just checking. That was mean. So what do we got here? We'll go through a bit of the chat too while we wait to see if Jose returns. Oh no, I see him.
I'm here.
Yeah, you froze. I put you up on screen frozen. I hate to do that. It's kind of mean to do, but you were making a funny face, so I put you up.
Fantastic. Right. So yeah, I heard what you said. And I agree. With me, as a fellow countryman of mine, I wanted Soldado to do really well at Tottenham. He was played in the wrong system, and obviously it didn't work out.
Right.
Although Adebayor is a difficult one as well, because Adebayor used to be the contract man. When his contract was coming up, he played out of his skin. When he had his contract, he was absolute dog poo everywhere he went. But for Tim Sherwood, he actually played well for about 15 games for Tim Sherwood.
Remember the celebration?
So yeah, I do. Yeah, yeah, the celebration.
Him and Tim.
So to me, I would have to send. I hate to say, I'd have to send Soldado to West Ham.
Yeah. So you send Soldado to West Ham? Yeah.
I'd have to send him to West Ham. If I'm basing it on what you're doing at Tottenham, Adebayor, whether I like it or not, did it for that half a season for Tim Sherwood.
Isn't it sad that Soldado probably would bag in goals for West Ham, though? I bet he would do a good job there.
Soldado left and went back to Spain, and Soldado was never the same player. When he went back to Spain, he wasn't banging in the goals as much as what he did pre-coming to Tottenham.
That's true. So maybe that says the system he was in was really tailored to him and his style of play.
But he was playing for Real Madrid when he came to us. And he didn't go back to a Real Madrid. He went back to a lower team in La Primera.
Yeah. Yeah. Sad. And I know, he had some family tragedy type situations happen and lost a child or something to that effect. So, heart goes out to him for sure. He seemed like a great dude. He really, really wanted to succeed. And I think he scored a penalty and the whole team is so excited. Everybody was freaking out for him. And it might have been his first goal from open play. I'm not sure. But anyway, so he did score a couple penalties first. It was sad that never worked out. So now I bummed myself out. Dang. Leo Soldado to West Ham. Agreed. Did Davids end up at Bristol? I don't know. Good question, Nick. We'll
I
ask. We'll
can't remember.
defer to. Yeah. It's okay. David's a much more technical class player, so that's who you're keeping, Edgar Davids. Good choice. Yeah, but I like this one. I quite like Lennon, but no difference in more, in my opinion. I mean, Lennon didn't have a whole lot of end product. He did come out with the important goal every now and then. I mean, every now, like, there was quite a bit of time between them. We'll just say that. But yeah, I mean, I see the resemblance. I won't lie. But yeah, so that's just about it. That's just about what I've got for Keeper West Ham today. That's about what I've got for the show, for the news. I think we've covered all the topics I have. Let's just make sure. Yeah, that's it. Real quick, before we kind of wrap up, I want to thank everyone again for tuning in, whether you're watching this live or on a recording. Thank you. You're great people. I hope the day goes well. I hope you find $1 on the ground. I hope somebody smiles at you and you feel like you've done something important. You hope you have a great day. And Mr. Jose, thank you for joining me, man. I would have been talking to everybody by myself here today, which is less fun. So I do appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much, Colin, for having me. As I said, I was at the dentist with my daughter yesterday, and I felt that I owed you one.
Hey, no problem.
As I said, I watched it back last night, and I was like, "Oh my god, you can't hear me."
How's she doing? Is she okay? Is everything?
Yeah, she had root canal treatment, the second part of the root canal treatment, and now she goes back in 3 months' time to see whether it's all worked out and that. So, but it's interesting because it's good because she's still a child, and because she's a child, it's free at the moment. So
okay.
Get your dentistry done whilst you can, because once they start charging you, it costs the earth.
Oh my god, I know. I had to go to the dentist the other day, and I had a crown put on, and they said I didn't need a root canal, but it still hurts. And then now they're like, "Oh, you do need a root canal," and it's a racket. It's a racket. For sure.
It's big time.
Yeah, sure is.
You got a few more comments there.
Oh, everybody's jumping in. Wow, dang.
So from Nick Brown at 444 downwards.
Boom. So I saw about a meeting. Yeah, about Dyer and Levy and Tottenham talk earlier this morning. What bloody cheek? Yeah, right. All right, we hit that at the beginning. I actually had AI do me this photo because I didn't have time to make one. I said Eric Dyer Tottenham clown, and I got this. It's close. That's not Eric Dyer, but it's staying close. So AI is getting scary. But yeah, he's a clown. This clown went to talk to this clown. It was a clown show, clown school. Bozo the clown. It was clowns all around. So yeah, Nick, we that's nuts. Bobby K says scam. Can't believe the easy picks Jose got. Hey man, some days will be harder than others. But the show will go on, and you'll get your chance. I think, to go again. You could have had a chance today, but you didn't come on. So, Ellie, in a Euros League match, Soldado, he'd score 2. Oh, in a Europa League, yeah, he'd score 2 goals. And you missed both of them because you're like getting to the match. I wish I remembered which match that was. Because that was another time where everyone was like, "Oh, he's gonna start smashing them in now. He's got his confidence back," but did not turn out that way. Yeah, we got you. And then Beer Talk said, "I'll be back for sure." You hit the like and subscribe. Thanks a whole bunch. You're a good dude. I won't tell anybody, but you're a nice guy. Thank you, Bear Talk. Appreciate you. Clown Fest for sure. We got clowns and clowns and clowns. Anyway, we still got people watching. We've got people in the comments. Really, thank you guys. Truly, couldn't do the stream without you. You guys make it all worth doing. Thanks a lot. Jose, where can people find you though? When you're not at the dentist or here with me,
or working,
working, yeah.
I'm the smallest channel there is out there. I do it just for the love of the club. I'm not one of these. Let me get 1,000. Let me get 7,000. Let me get 20,000. So yeah, I can be found. My channel's LTL Cockerell. I try to get on at least once a week. I do some shorts as well, and I appear on other people's shows who will have me and value my opinions. I'm not controversial. I like to have open conversation with people where you can all hear each other talk. But yeah, that's me. That's me.
Well, hey, I just got to say, you're a great dude. Very, very nice, very kind. Like you said, you give everybody their chance to get their opinion on. You're not loud, you're not rude, you're not condescending, you're not, yeah. So we need more people like that in the Spurs community. That's what I'm trying to bring as well. Some fun,
Yeah, you do.
some news, some opinion, an open forum chance for you to get your voice out there. I also do the same type of shows, but with even less structure at night. And those are very impromptu. Depends on what the wife's doing, what I'm doing, if I can get away. I work until 9 p.m. So anyway, if you want to be part of these
Colin, what time do you come on at night English time? Because I tried to look for you last night and I couldn't see you last night.
Oh, I didn't do it. Wasn't able to do it last night. So
that's why I couldn't find you last night.
Yeah. So when I do my nighttime streams, hold on, and so it'll be 6 hours later. So 4 a.m. English
4
time.
a.m.
Yeah.
You might. Ellie might be up at 4 a.m. The Queen
She
Ellie,
is
she
sometimes.
might be up. Yeah,
she is sometimes. Yeah. And so sometimes they're earlier than that too. It all just depends. So if you want to know though, and you want to find out, just hit that like and then the bell or the subscribe, and then the bell, and you'll always know. The late time shows get pretty rowdy. They get pretty wild. People say some things they probably regret in the morning. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. And we'd love to have you there. So thank you for being here. Thanks, Eltel, Mr. Jose himself. And yeah, final words.
Keep plugging away at Colin. Keep subscribing and liking Colin's channel. For one, I'm glad that you're back, Colin, because you've been away for a while. So I'm glad you're back.
Very glad to be back. Yeah,
and
I feel the love, which is nice.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, just support this man on his journey.
Thanks.
It provides good vibes. So yeah, just let's get behind him. Good man. And then last but not least is always going to be in Ange I trust. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Everybody have a great day. Love you. Bye.